Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel here. Making a video here after more than a year here on this channel. And I think the appropriate time has come to do a video here on this channel, which I'm going to start doing content here a lot more. So stay tuned and subscribe if you're new to the channel. But it's appropriate to start and return with my review of the Odyssey. I'm here at Universal Hollywood, AMC City Walk. You got the Trojan horse right there. And this is gonna be my review. These are gonna be my thoughts. I'm gonna go through a list of bullet points and expand on them. It's gonna go through the good, the bad, and the ugly for this review. Now the Odyssey marketing and all of the info leading up to the release has had a lot of controversy and just a lot of issues leading up to the release date. I won't get into any of that, but you can just imagine what it all was. Now some background in terms of what I think about Nolan movies. I'm not you would say, a Nolan fan. I do like and enjoy some of his movies, mostly the Batman movies. The first two, the third one, in my opinion, sucks, to keep it simple. The Prestige is really good. Memento was a good start back in the day. Interstellar, you got that, that's good. And then there's Inception. I do enjoy Inception. And I think for me, it stops there. More like The Dark Knight Rises and these other movies like Tenet, Dunkirk, they just weren't impressive to me. So I'm not going in here as a Nolan fan. I'm going in here just as a movie fan. Not even like there's this word going on nowadays, cinephile. I'm not even like labeling myself in terms of that. Just a movie fan that loves movies. Now, let me start off with the good to keep it fair, but also let me start off with the point system. Going in and watching this movie, I'm gonna start the movie a 10 out of 10. And slowly as I go through the review, I'm gonna be subtracting points for all the bad things in the movie. But let's start off with the good things. The good thing right here, I did appreciate that they went out in the effort to go and shoot on location for this movie. You have like sweeping shots of these old ancient Trojan horse boats, not horses, boats in the ocean. These really like vast shots of them in the ocean, on location shooting in all these locations. I think the sequence that I enjoyed the most out of anything in the movie, because we'll get to the bad right now, is the sequence with the Cyclops. It was pretty scary. It was something new that Nolan hadn't done, which is almost like a horror-esque type of thing. He has another horror-esque type of sequence later in the movie, but that one lacked some things and it had some issues. The Cyclops scene was pretty well done. Maybe they could have done a different design with the Cyclops himself, but just the soldiers trying to escape and planning to escape from the cave of the Cyclops, that was pretty cool and it was well done. All right, let's get to the negative. Now I'm gonna start off with the point that the issues that were leading up to this movie and that do affect this movie, which is all the DEI casting. This is a Greek myth. When it comes to this point, a lot of people think because it's a myth, it shouldn't matter, but it does. And the way myths are in terms of cultures for millennia, they inform cultures, they inform societies, they inform beliefs in those cultures, and in some way also identity. If you're gonna adapt a myth like this in a movie style, you gotta portray the Greeks as Greeks. Otherwise, you destroy the meaning of what the myth is by race swapping and all of that. And so all of the DEI casting throughout the movie, and it's not just the big elephant in the room, which is the Helen of Troy casting. Then you have Alien Page and that sort of thing going on. It's not just that. The right man character for Odysseus is an actor from Indian descent, and he's in a big chunk of the movie with Matt Damon. I don't understand where the thought process was, where they said, let's cast this Indian character as a Greek soldier that's in a big chunk of the movie with Matt Damon, and that was okay to do. With very important scenes throughout the movie, because he's with him throughout this journey, throughout this Odyssey, and it just takes you out, especially when this actor is just saying whatever type of lines. The dialogue is also another issue. There is no effort to be eloquent or poetic or even melodramatic. It's all just kind of like basic, like 2026 dialogue. There are no like great scenes of dialogue or monologues or anything like that. Now, the other thing that also affected the movie was the fact that we're following for a big chunk of the movie Matt Damon and Odysseus and his soldiers, his fellow soldiers, and we really don't care about the soldiers. Never is there a moment where we're like really hoping they don't die, nothing happens to them, or we're invested in even Odysseus' right-hand man or his other soldiers that are close to him. It's just kind of like a slasher film at some point, or like some just generic horror movie where characters are dying and you don't know anything about them and you don't care about them. Another filmmaker would probably have told this movie, this retelling today, in a more linear storytelling and invested time to get to know the soldiers and feel for them and care for them. There's none of that here. So in consequence, it just feels like, and then this happens, and then that happens, and then we go here, and then this character dies, and that's it. And it's told through like this flashbacks and other character in a juxtaposition of different characters retelling similar events from different angles. So it suffers from that. That also causes some editing and pacing issues. And it also causes us to not really invest in these characters with Odysseus. Tom Holland's character, Telemachus, has some interesting stuff in the third act, but we rarely see him throughout the first and especially the second act. So because Nolan doesn't seem to care about the Greek mythology, and he's also trying to like fix things here, like tell us, no, this is the correct way to tell this story. We're trying to correct it. And he has the DEI casting. It just shows a disdain and disrespect for this story, for Greek culture. And so all this is, it feels like an exercise in decent cinematography, some cool on-location shooting, and just an experiment with him doing like a mythological, almost fantastical type of genre movie. I don't think he was not the right fit for this movie, for this adaptation today. He was not the right fit. It doesn't look like he cares about Greek mythology at all. Not just the Odyssey, but Greek mythology in general. And so he did not have the capabilities, the storytelling capabilities, the sensibilities, or the understanding, most importantly, to do this. So I decided to do a point system. I'm going to take away 3 points out of those 10 for the DEI casting, which takes you out of the movie because it disrespects this Greek myth. I'm going to take 1 point for the dialogue, which is really bad. I'm going to take another point off for the technical issues here, and I'm going to take another point off for the storytelling and pacing issues, which is very generous on that alone. In total, that's 6 points, and my score is going to be a 4 out of 10. Let's talk a little bit about the box office really quick. I noticed that a lot of regular showings for this movie are not selling really well or at all, especially for preview night. And so looking at the budget of the movie, it is posted as $250 million. You add the marketing, it could be another $100 million minimum, but the marketing for this was pretty big, so we're gonna say probably $150 million. It's gonna have to do about $800 million minimum to break even, because then you gotta factor in what they gotta give to the theaters and also the international costs from those theaters. If it makes $800 million at all, it's a break even and no profit. If it makes under that, it's looking like a flop or underperforming. If it makes $1 billion, it has a small profit in terms of what probably Universal and Nolan want out of this. A 200, 300 million profit, 250 million profit is a profit, but it's probably not what they really want. I think what they really want out of this is probably a 1.5 billion worldwide. And with the regular formats not really selling well and only IMAX, I don't think IMAX and bigger format screens alone are gonna be able to make this movie 1 billion or 1.5 billion. Now we'll see, because it's all gonna be about word of mouth and week 2 box office. Whatever the word of mouth is for this movie, we've already been seeing it online already. That word of mouth is gonna affect week 2 of this movie. We also have to remember that in 2 weeks, Spider-Man comes out, and it's gonna take away a lot of the attention from this movie, and Spider-Man's gonna be really huge, probably the biggest movie of the year. So that's gonna be my review. It's gonna be very interesting to see the box office for this. I'll be bringing you some updates on the box office for this movie. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. That's gonna be a 410 for this movie. I don't know, man. If it breaks even, or it even makes less than 800 million, it's gonna really be a big thing for Nolan and Universal and Hollywood as well, because they're really banking on this, especially with everything, all the DEI stuff that this movie has. They're really banking on this to be a huge success. A huge success is at 1.5 billion, minimum 1 billion worldwide. So we'll see what it is. I'll bring you all the updates here on this channel. I'm back on this channel. Welcome back everybody as well, and any new subscribers. Stay tuned for more content. I'll see you guys next time.